Hello and welcome everyone, I am duckyobrien, and today I'll be going over a game called Rogue State Revolution. Rogue State Revolution was developed by LRDGames Inc., was published by Modern Wolf, and it was released onto the PC on March 18, 2021. The current MSRP is $14.99. I want to get into it. This is a political management sim. You are the ruler of a little nation, and let me tell you, this is probably one of the deepest and most complex political sims that I played. I played Democracy 4 and Evil Democracy 1932, whatever it was. I played a few others, and this one by far blows all of them out of the water. Alright, I'm gonna start a new game. I'm gonna start with the tutorial in place to show you guys just how complex this game is. And as a side note here, I'm playing on Windows 7, and on Windows 7 the cutscenes lag a little bit. There's FMV. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it as is. Okay, so that was a revolution. Coup d'etat. Also, the game is very funny. There's some bits of humor that come out of nowhere. Alright. Inauguration day again.
In Basenji today,
this will lag.
There's a mood of jubilation as thousands crowd the streets in celebration. The first ever democratic election in the People's Republic of Basenji is a success. 5 years ago, the monarchy was replaced by a transitional government. And now, finally, after great struggle, democracy has come to Basenji. For the first time in their
frozen,
history,
if you're wondering.
Both Basenji and ethnic Karifi are voting for a government of their choice. 12 political parties campaigned, representing a wide political spectrum, with the largest, the Basenji Nationalist Party, sweeping.
I'm just gonna skip it
with 72%
because it's bugged.
Excellency, it's time for us to form the government responsible for building Basenji's glorious future.
Alright, before I start, I like to interject here. I've noticed that a lot of games have problems playing video on Windows 7, and I find that odd because it's not like you need an operating system to play a video file. So it's kind of weird, but I've seen that happen. Just throwing that in there because I cover a lot of games, and really the only thing that prevents a game from launching is like a video file. If you delete it, the problem is gone. So, alright. So here we get to appoint our cabinet members. And let me see, is it the same? Yeah. So, you kind of want to pick carefully. Let's say you have conservative and then you have liberal members. If you employ some policies that make conservatives very unhappy, then those cabinet members will turn against you, vice versa. Same with religious and secular. So if possible, you kind of want to have your cabinet members made out of like as uniform as possible, or maybe go 50-50 depending on how you're going to play. Okay. So they have a lot of perks, like he's frugal. So construction costs will be lowered for buildings related to his ministry, and he may alter policies in his ministry randomly without your consent. So I put him in the Ministry of Development, so it's just cheaper to build stuff. This one is terrible. the loyalty of other ministers will drop by 1% every third turn. Yeah, no thank you. Civilian units specific to his department get a free upgrade, but he could die at any time. I'm like, oh my god. Alright. Extra event options are made available for events specific to that ministry. This one, he siphons small quantities from the treasury, but upgrades from his department will only cost favors, never cash. That sounds okay. Look at this. She's a drug addict, so she'll disappear from time to time. I'm like, I don't think that's worth it for the ministry operates with 0 cost. I don't know. I think I put this guy here. Actually, no, I put the moron in there. This is how I did it last time. We'll see if it works out.
Very good. Know that every 12 months, you may appoint a new cabinet minister for an unstaffed ministry, should you choose to do so. More ministers mean more opportunities to do great things. And more people to keep happy. Excellency, while you get settled in your new office, I have scheduled your agenda for the next few weeks. Are you interested in hearing it?
Tell me more.
Most actions, aside from giving orders to units, cost a single action point. The number of action points available is equal to the number of ministers in our cabinet. Think of this as political capital to get things done.
Your action points are down here. We have 4 ministers, that's why we have 4 action points.
I've learned that our national power plant has not received a fuel shipment in weeks.
Tell me more.
The connecting roads were made unusable during the Civil War.
By constructing a new road, oil will automatically be transported from the refinery to the power plant, and electricity can be restored to Basenji. Build roads by click-dragging a line between 2 buildings.
Okay, so here... Man, this game is so complicated. Anyways, we got our oil refineries here, right? They're on spots with oil. If you connect them to the road, cars will automatically take it to the refinery, so... These are the roads here. We can just drag and click drag over there. Oh, that's not a road. Oh, a minute boo boo. Okay, there we go.
Building roads costs 1 action point per month and treasury funds. Note that it is possible to both upgrade and bulldoze roads. Click on any road segment, including the one you just built, and select Upgrade in the road menu.
So we can upgrade here.
Manipulating the camera should be straightforward. In addition to moving the cursor, you can use the WASD keys to pan the map or click and hold the middle mouse button. The mouse wheel is used to zoom in and out. Zooming out of the map will help you see the big picture of the center.
I was gonna talk and I didn't realize she wasn't finished. But anyways, I noticed that there is some lag here, so I lowered the graphics setting. I'm playing on Windows 7 on a lower end desktop because that's where I test all of my games. And I set it to 30 FPS. I turned off shadows, anti-aliasing, and that kind of made it a lot better. But yeah, oh man, it's it's such a complex game. I'm gonna go into it just a little bit, and then I'm gonna play the rest of the tutorial to show you guys. So we have demographics, so most political sims kind of start and end here. You have like, you know, it depends on the sim, but you may have conservative, religious, and they may break it down into like poor, middle class, rich. You can break it down into urban, rural. You can break it down into, you know, whatever categories. And you have to win enough of their approval to stay in power. So that is still in here. It's got different regions. You got your different classes here, and you can see the meters. Everything's looking bad. You can look at your demographics. You can also study your commodity prices, so you can figure out, you know, what to produce and what to export and what to import. We have tourism data. There's a couple of things missing because we haven't reached it yet, but this is how much money we have, because everything takes money. Alright. Okay.
You can also rotate the map by clicking the rotation buttons, or by pressing Q or E. Finally, these buttons will immediately pan the camera to buildings of specific importance. Resource producers, power plants, and buildings that allow units to be recruited. That sort of thing.
So you can click these buttons to kind of zoom the camera over that item. We got refineries here. We got power plants. We also have heat maps. So you can kind of look at a glance any problem areas, attractiveness. Obviously you can build public facilities to make it look better. We have pollution. We have traffic lens as well. Most of the roads are going to be green at the very start. Aridness and approval. So it's quite involved. You can see this is your country and these are your surrounding countries, and you have to build roads to be able to export and import from them.
After the Civil War, the United Nations established aid camps to distribute food rations to our people. We must start to produce our own food and not rely on the UN. Constructing agricultural fields allows us to produce our own food for our people and have a new source of revenue to grow our treasury. Agricultural fields can only be placed on green terrain. From the right sidebar, click Construction. From there, choose the agricultural field. We will need to ensure that there is a working population available wherever we place them. Over time, Basenji cities will demand more than just food to stay content. Urban citizens who purchase these goods from our state-run producers put money back into our treasury.
So if you look here, it's telling you where it can go. You can use plastics and a manufacturing plant to combine it with food to produce processed food, which is that icon. So it's telling you that you can just process it or ship it directly. And if you look here, this is how much we're producing on the left-hand side and how much is being demanded on the right-hand side. So we have an excess of food, but we do need an excess if you want our cities to grow.
As food supply increases, you can dismantle a UN camp. I would suggest doing this only once every few months, because removing UN aid workers will come with a severe penalty to our diplomatic influence.
Yeah, everything has an impact.
For now, though, I think we can weather it. Click on a UN camp and dismantle it now.
If you look here, you can see the stuff that's going down.
We could spend funds and an action point to build a second agricultural field to support the anticipated growth in our city's demands next month. Alternatively, we could address the health crisis currently facing the province of Sabah. Constructing a regional hospital adjacent to a city somewhere in this province would provide immediate care for those wounded during the Basenji Civil War. The choice is yours. Future-proof your economy and construct another agricultural field, or build a regional hospital adjacent to a city somewhere in the province of Sabah to care for our wounded.
Okay. We will build a hospital.
Well done, Excellency. Thank you for putting your faith in me. You may have noticed that buildings consume both workers and power. Getting more power is a question of building more power plants. Getting more workers, however, is a much bigger problem.
Yeah.
For now, it is prudent to spread your buildings out between your provinces, so you don't end up with a worker shortage.
Excellency, Sabria, apologies for the interruption. Our military is in a state of disrepair, and I must insist we address that sooner rather than later. Construct a military base, Excellency. This will be where all our military units are produced.
Let's build it somewhere in the middle. Where would... We're gonna get attacked, so you kind of want... It's... I guess in the beginning, in the middle, but then you're probably going on military bases around the borders. That's probably going to be ideal, to be honest. Does that block roads? Alright, so after you use your action points, you just go to the next month.
Good morning, Excellency.
Yusuf, the local news is reporting something difficult to believe. An industrious shepherd appears to have hybridized a bunch of old cars to produce an armored bipedal tank.
Yeah, there's a mech.
I may have made a big mistake.
Tell me more.
Why would anyone do that?
Because mechs are cool.
Because it's awesome?
Exactly.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? I am stuck inside this armored bipedal tank and have lost systems control.
Although this is probably also a threat to our national security. Thankfully, we can use that military base to recruit some new troops and send them to disable it. We will need to train a military unit. All units have a role to play in combat, and it is for you to decide which unit to train. I would, however, suggest that you not train the SAM truck. It cannot attack ground-based units, including whatever that thing is.
Yeah, surface-to-air missiles. Alright. Let's train mortar.
Order our troops to disable the civilian bipedal tank by first clicking on the unit,
Excellency.
then click dragging a line to the target.
Understood.
Outstanding. We have pulled the very frightened shepherd from the wreckage. Hopefully his insurance covers all the damage he caused.
Thank you. I spent so much of my time thinking about how to create a giant homemade walking tank out of old cars and recovered munitions. I never stopped to think if I should.
Isn't that hilarious? It's very funny to me.
Right. Well, Excellency, this seems as good a time as any to introduce your ministries. This is where you set all the policies specific to our nation. Click on the Ministry of Finance. Setting our tax policy to regressive will increase our tax base if our people's prosperity is low. Our nation's liberals will absolutely hate this move, but maybe we can win back their trust in other ways. Set our tax policy to regressive now.
See,
Good. Let's check in now with the Ministry of Defense.
there's just so much. So you got policies here for taxes and wages. It's only 3, but usually they're all different. And then you can research one thing. Basically an improvement. You can have child labor. Yes, right. Child labor. There's a lot of things going on here. So there's less than in a political sim where, you know, there's a lot of policies, but these impact the game a lot more.
Over time, a minister will research new policies for our nation. If you keep them happy by fulfilling the requests they routinely bring to us, that research gets completed faster.
The minister is of the view that we might be able to learn something from this bizarre incident with the armored walking vehicle.
You can choose which policy opportunities a minister is going to research by clicking on it. Choose a policy opportunity for the Minister of Defense to research now. You can even choose that silly bipedal walking tank if it means that much to you, but we'll probably need a lot of cash in a secret facility if you plan on going down that road.
Oh, we totally are. Wait, how much does that cost? Minus 2.5? Oh my god, that's actually expensive. Yeah, whatever, we're doing it.
Ministers who are not given research priorities will create their own based on their personal interests. In fact, particularly belligerent
Yeah, right
ministers
here.
may do their own thing, regardless of what you say. Excellency, our economy is pretty stagnant right now, which will limit our opportunities to better this great nation. I have a plan, however, that will give us a little extra boost. Let's review our national budget.
Okay. Let's see. I think the solar power. Can I not research this? I guess I have to do
Very
this.
good. I've got some more ideas on how we can increase our national treasury.
Tell me
A lot
more.
of things outside of our control can affect Basenji's monthly revenue. City growth, immigration, the price of commodities, our transportation infrastructure. So what you're looking at is our minister's best estimates based on a snapshot of the country as it stands today.
Lowering provincial expenses helps a little, but it will also take its toll on the general well-being of those provinces. But look at these ministry expenses. You may want to change some policies in the Ministry of Development later on. Ongoing unit maintenance costs are something to keep a close eye on as well. It's better to use a few units well than grow a bloated military.
Yeah, that's where the trade-off comes. If you have a large army, it's expensive.
Because we have a Minister of Finance, we also have the option of taking out loans in the forms of bonds or an IBRD loan. The interest repayment terms for these are not kind, so I wouldn't suggest doing this unless we were in a real emergency.
Inevitably, the best way for us to have nice things is to find resources and sell them. Later, we can use those resources to craft more valuable goods and sell them instead.
We may need to consider a few temporary provincial funding cuts until we get our economy jump-started. I'll leave it to you to decide where, but ultimately, I propose you cut just enough to establish a positive cash flow.
Okay, let's take a look at the ministers once more. Okay, can I pick now? Solar power, let's do it. Prioritize cars. Let's see, fiscal responsibility. Open internet. What shall we do? Let's do toll roads. Try an open internet. Rural internet access. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. Let's go review the budget now. We're at -2 because we changed some policies or development. We can unfortunately lower the... Uh-oh, can we not lower this budget?
Excellency, we have used up all our actions for this month. Click on the Palace of Mijimura by either finding it on the map or clicking
I
on
wish it
the
would let
Palace
me
fast access
continue
button
there.
at the bottom of the screen. From there, train a surveyor.
Okay. Can I lower this? I can't. Alright. It's fine. Oh, we can't even do this. We have to go to next month. Anyways. Oh, I think I broke the tutorial.
Good morning, Excellency. Click on the Palace...
Okay, before that, please let me review the budget. There we go, alright. Alright, we're at +1 now. Let's get some more cash flow coming in. There. That used the action point. I think I might be messing the tutorial up here, but that's fine.
Click on the surveyor you've just trained to reveal all the potential resources in Vicenji. By exploring these sites, we can potentially uncover new resources for our economy. There is a possible resource deposit located on a tile not too far from his current location.
So,
Drag him to the nearest tile with a potential resource deposit. Note the black pin, and click Survey Adjacent Tiles from the Surveyor interface.
if you notice here, there are 2 points of interest here. That can be oil, metal, whatever. We're gonna have him go here.
Excellency?
A deposit of oil, huzzah!
Another oil deposit! Well, this is helpful. Not all resource deposits pan out, so sending surveyors across Vicenji to check them all will be necessary.
Let's build a new refinery on that oil deposit. Select one from the construction menu. Excellency, we have used up all our actions for this month. Let us reconvene next month.
So this guy, by the way, he walks. He walks everywhere.
Now our nation has 2 oil refineries. One is sending oil to our power plant. Perhaps we can sell the oil from this one to one of our neighbors. At least, while we don't have a demand for plastics yet in Visenji. Click on the diplomacy menu.
Okay. You have to build roads for that.
Relations with those other nations we share a border with can be tricky. If we can maintain a strong, positive relationship, we can mutually prosper from expanding trade. If they grow to hate us too much, we may find ourselves invaded. Our relationship will depend greatly on their interests, which are not immediately known to us. Spending intelligence on research is one way to better understand these interests. In addition to their relationship with us, these neighboring states also have their own internal stability to be concerned about. A collapsing neighbor means lots of refugees seeking asylum in our borders, in addition to other challenges to manage. Take notice as well of the three major powers interested in influencing the future of the region: the United States of America, the Russian Federation, and the People's Republic of China. If any one of these powers sees us as a threat to their interests, we may find ourselves in a war we cannot possibly win. On the other hand, if we can eventually improve our relations to the point where an alliance is achieved, the others may leave us alone.
Yeah, there's a lot to consider here. Again, they have less than a political sim where there might be like a long list of countries, but these things matter more. I wish they had a really funny country. It was called Chickenistan, and the map was just a chicken. It was the funniest thing.
Let's see if any of our neighbors happen to have an interest in Visenji crude oil. Once they're on the phone, select Negotiate Trade and click the Export tab. Then, make an offer to export oil.
Okay. So we had to build a road to Axtijan.
Not bad at all. We'll need to make sure there's a road connection between the oil refinery and the border checkpoint, or else our oil will never reach them and no money will be earned. Very good.
That was expensive.
Make sure your surveyor is on his way to find new resources for us. Over time, resource-producing buildings will experience corruption. Greasy hands will start cutting into our national bottom line. You should hire a facilities inspector from the palace at Mijimura to travel between your resource producers and address this.
So, it's too real, but if you leave your production facilities alone, if you hover over them, if you click on it, it's going to have a corruption percentage, and it'll increase over time, and as it increases, you get less output. So that's symbolizing people that are being corrupt and taking resources for their own gain. So you have to send people out to stop the corruption.
Perfect. The facilities inspector has an action that allows you to eliminate corruption that accrues in the resource-producing buildings.
So the ability is called State Inspection, and the AoE is pretty big, but you do have to walk to every facility. So let me just check this one. Yeah, corruption's at 2% here. Corruption's at 2% there. So we're gonna want it to take them over. It's gonna take 3 turns, but it's fine.
Excellency.
Another oil deposit. Excellent. There's more over there, so I just send him here.
Very well.
So you keep doing that. Again, it takes time for them to walk across. They have an ability where you can use an extra ability point here to go twice as far if you want.
Surveyors, facilities inspectors, and clerics can consume an action point to double their movement distance. Keep this in mind if you find yourself with extra action points.
Exactly. Also, if you look at this icon here, you got civilian units, which are your surveyors, your inspectors. You got military units, so you can click on them to see if they have a free move available.
Excellency, we have used up all our actions for this month. Let us reconvene next month. Good morning, Excellency.
Excellency, Sabria. Apologies for the interruption. Again. Intelligence reports that a small contingent of rebels and dissidents calling themselves the Basenji Liberation Front are on the move toward what's left of that armored bipedal vehicle.
The
Tell
Basenji
me
Liberation
more.
Front? They're a small union of various interest groups with the united goal of destabilizing our democracy and removing you from power. What could they want with a pile of metal junk in the deep desert?
Tell me more.
Regardless, reports indicate they are armed and we must respond with force, Excellency. If the public feels we can't keep them safe, we may end up playing right into the insurgents' agenda. Our units start fiercely loyal to our regime, Excellency. Just be aware that the military is looking for you to make smart decisions. Sending units on suicide missions, making poor choices, and making our nation into a laughingstock may result in our soldiers doubting your leadership and side with the enemy.
So yeah, if you see the loyalty meters right there's the green is the HP, the blue is the loyalty, so...
Every unit can only attack once per month, and we're anticipating at least a couple targets. We may need to field more troops. Eliminate the BLF units before they are able to reach the wreckage.
Soldiers that can only attack once per month? I'm gonna use mortars because they have longer range, so...
Excellency. Understood. Excellency. Understood. Excellency. Understood.
Okay, that's done. We haven't even covered everything there's in this game yet. I'm gonna build, another oil well. Oil refinery, sorry. Okay. And do we have action points? Yeah, I'm gonna build a plastics factory. Can I just build this anywhere? Constructing grasslands, deserts, or hills. And we need a manufacturing plant. I'm kind of skipping a couple steps right now.
Good morning, Excellency. Every unit can only attack once per month, and we're anticipating at least a couple targets. We may need to field more troops. Eliminate the BLF units before they are able to reach the wreckage.
Understood.
Great work, Excellency. It would be prudent to have forces spread throughout the nation to address whatever threats may come up.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep them in the middle and hopefully move them around in time. Probably not gonna happen, but...
Excellency, as important as our national defense is, I will show you how to stay in power by balancing the differing interests of liberals and conservatives, religious and secular citizens, even urban and rural populations.
Tell me more.
Let's start by examining how we are doing, province by province. Click on Banifa in the right sidebar. The upper graph shows your current approval levels in Banifa by demographic over the past 10 months. If they get too displeased with you, the rebels will be emboldened.
Okay, not bad. On my first try, the rural folks, they went like this, and then went BAM! All the way to 0. I was like, what happened? But you can see why they're unhappy. What's causing ratings to go down.
The lower graph shows that provinces' ratings for prosperity, education, health, safety, the environment, and entertainment. Keeping these from getting too low in all 5 provinces is going to be crucial if you want the people to stay content. In many provinces, our environmental ratings are falling. A few are getting particularly low. Let's talk about what we can do about that. Go ahead and click anywhere to close the provincial detail panel. Traffic congestion can restrict the flow of goods, and more importantly, drag down your... Most of the roads are tinted green. It appears the traffic is not at the provincial level. You can increase funding to conservation, but this will increase your treasury expenses every turn. We could also construct a nature preserve or public gardens to improve your environmental rating, which have a larger one-time cost.
So, basically, we can... Oh, are the roads actually congested? Oh, they are. What the heck? is that? Never had road congestion problems before. It's weird. Okay, you know what? Let me see if that fixes it. No, not quite. Ooh, okay. It's like a skinny piece of road and a big chungus of a road. Alright, hopefully that's better now. It's weird. It's still congested. Never had that happen before. Alright, whatever. So for the conservation problem, I wish I could.
At a nationwide level, we can make some policy changes. They might not. There is no.
Okay. So if we click on these dudes, we can change here stewardship perspective, but then our prosperity goes down. So what we can do is we can just make a one-off solution of building a park. Let's see. Where was it again? Nature preserve, yeah. See, attractive. Okay, pollution. Yeah. Guess I can build one here somewhere. Our money.
It will take time to see the results of these improvements. So, as a longer-term goal, I would suggest you think about building more agricultural fields, a plastics factory, and a manufacturing plant with a view to getting processed food production online before your citizens start to demand it. Notice the resource production and demand icons in the right sidebar. These are the 5 products that cities may grow to demand over time. The left number under each product represents how much you are producing at present, minus any products consumed.
Yeah, right here.
To produce other products. The right number represents how much of that good is demanded by our cities at this time. It's possible for us to produce more than what is demanded. When this happens, consider exporting the surplus to a friendly neighbor. This is how we make money. Tax dollars will not be enough. We need to start building production chains to manufacture processed foods, household goods, consumer electronics, and luxury goods. Sell them to our neighbors at first with trade agreements. Then, when urban citizens start to demand them here, we will sell to our own people as well. Processed food should come first. Hold the mouse over the processed food is going to require more farms, more oil refineries, a plastics factory, and a manufacturing.
There are production lines in this game.
We will also need them all connected by roads.
It's not like the most complicated production line, but the fact that this game has so many different facets to it that are, you know, that have some level of depth, and then you just combine all of that makes it complicated. Because the production line stuff, it's not just about making money, it has impacts on your approval ratings as well. So there's a lot of things to balance here.
Thankfully, we already have extra oil that we're exporting. If you construct a plastics factory and a manufacturing plant and connect them to the road network, the oil will automatically be diverted to plastics production while you send our surveyor to seek out new deposits. Fantastic. Any food or processed food purchased by our citizens or by other countries is money that goes straight into our pockets. Keep an eye on your production chains and aim to produce at least 80 a turn. Over time, you should be surveying more resources or importing what resources you need in order to produce household goods, consumer electronics, and luxury goods.
As important as our economy is, You might also want to consider as a longer-term goal, trying to grow our intelligence capabilities. Building an intelligence agency and training spies will help us find BLF camps hidden across our nation.
And finally, keep an eye on your worker count. The only way to get more workers in Vicenci is to open the country up to more immigrants. And that's something you need to negotiate with our neighboring
That's
countries.
right, you even have to negotiate immigration.
Immigrants are valuable members of our society, but if our relations with their country of origin go poorly, you can expect their approval of our government to falter as well.
I note that there are certain emergency measures that can be used to relocate your population within Vicenci in the event of a worker crisis, but they're ugly solutions. We can talk about them
Sound
if it
like,
becomes necessary.
what are they talking about here? Like, forcibly relocating people, genocide, like, oh man.
I think we've bombarded our glorious leader with enough information, Yusuf. Let's go.
that was a tutorial. That's the tutorial. That's it took 40 minutes. It took more than an hour the first time through because I was just trying to get the hang of things. And let me tell you guys, it might be long for you, but it's not enough to understand the game at all. It's not enough.
Excellency, these numbers represent civilian and military.
Yeah. So I don't need to move the military right now. I don't think we're being attacked. Alright, I'm surprised we haven't seen an event yet. We might see some. I'm gonna play just for a little bit more and we'll call it there. Okay, so we have a minister, he wants our help. Liberal citizens in Saba. Okay, well let's see, where's Saba here? Liberal citizens. Okay. Saba. Saba. Okay, let's increase this. We have a budget to work with now. We can increase health. Okay. That should make the liberals happy. Alright. Surveyor. More oil. Huzzah. Oh, I want to click on the dude.
Excellency?
Let's have him. Oh, that's probably gold. Yeah. That's what I discovered the first time I played. Oh man, I can't click on the dude. Alright. Get over here. Oh. It's gonna take 4 turns. Alright, where's the
Yes.
4% corruption? I wish this was closer.
Yes. I go right away. Yes.
Hey, is this close enough? Oh, it is, yeah.
If they're hiding.
Remove the corruption. If only it was that easy. Okay, let's see. 0, 0, 2%, 1%. Is there anything else that we need to worry about? I think that's it. Can make her go back this way.
I go right away.
Okay, we're gonna need more food. Because we want to export. Do we need roads for this? Yeah, I guess. You see stuff like teachers will go on strike. Let's see, villagers in Saba are calling our administration to approve new. Oh, my 80 billion or 80 units of currency. Oh, that's so expensive. Well, we don't have the money for that. Rules 38%. How much do we lose? 8% certain. Oh my god. So, how you decide is you look. Sometimes it says chance. So it'll have a chance to do something positive or negative. So you can gamble. But this is all certain. So we're gonna lose 8% if you refuse. We're gonna gain 8%. Plus 1 health. Also, we're losing minus 80 units of currency. We'll just do it. Oh my god. Our money. We're at minus 15 now. Are you serious? Okay. Let's issue some bonds. We're gonna get 100 or 200. And we have 17% interest rate. God dang it. Okay, now we can build some roads. Alright, we have food. Why aren't we producing processed foods? Oh, because our demand is greater. Oh my god. Alright, let's build more build more farms, I guess. Okay. I think that should be good enough. So we can have him go again.
Very well.
Look at him go. He walked across an entire country. Okay. Let's see. I don't like this at all. I think this is gonna be gold, so we could probably build a smelter. And then we'll build a mine there later. Okay. Wow, they're huge. Oh my god, come on, man. Alright. So we can lose 30, plus 5 rule approval in Saba, or plus 1 health, or we can lose health access. Yo, come on, man. I ain't made of money. What is this? I said yes. I'm playing dumb. Oh my god. Karif? Where? Oh my god, man. Everything wants... They just, man. Everyone wants something, alright. Don't even have the money for this. We don't have money, guys. I don't even know how to do this. Okay, screw that. For now.
Excellency? Very well.
Okay.
Excellency?
Gold ore. I knew it. I think the map is the same. Okay, is there anything nearby here? Okay. Problem is we need to build a long road here. Where's the closest place? It's the cheapest way to build a road. You gotta think about stuff like that as well. Okay, let's see. Alright. Implement a year-long national fitness program. Is it possible? So we're basically gambling. Minus 10 currency for possible increase in health access and education. At the expense of religious approval, possibly. To me, it seems like this is the safe way if you have a lot of money, which we don't. And we can just gamble it by doing this, or we can just be extra cheap and do this. Let's try gambling. Heck yeah. Alright, I'll take that. Museum and car. Why? Wait, why isn't this This is mining gold, right? Why isn't this working? It's connected. It's weird. Missing road connection to manufacturing plant. Sorry, I was a little confused there for a second. We gotta do a manufacturing plant to make gold bars. So luxury goods. All right. Okay, we have processed food now. Let's see. Where was it? Museum in Karik. All right. What a weird request, dude. We don't even have money right now. Oh my god. Museum. No, 40. No. No, this is why, you know, you gotta make hard choices, man. Alright, I'm gonna call it quits here, but you kinda get the gist of what the game is like. It's incredibly complex and deep. It's a combination of, you know, city builder, like a little bit of real-time strategy, a little bit of production lines, a little bit of everything, and they mash it together in this package, which looked deceptively simple, but once I started playing it, it was way more complex than any other political sim I played so far. So yeah, there's a lot to do here. I should have just taken the hit because I need the money, you know. In the early game phase, I need the money more so I can start my economy going, and then I can start building up whatever I lost. But yeah, you know, you gotta do all these things. It's really hard to keep track of. There's a lot to think about. But anyways, hopefully this gave you guys an idea of what the game is like, and hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. Yeah, it's a doozy. It's probably not gonna be for everyone. It's not like something I'm gonna play for fun on a weekend, you know? It's more like when I'm in the mood and I want to run my city well, I'm gonna boot this game up. Anyways, Thank you for dropping by and watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, things you'd like to see or for me to cover, please feel free to leave a comment down below. And as always, hope you guys are staying safe and staying out there, and I'll catch you guys next time.